All right, Joe Rogan, of all people, decided to help debunk Elon Musk's social security lies. And listen, Elon Musk keeps using this propaganda tool of spreading lies about certain institutions, spreading lies about certain agencies or certain benefits, and then using those lies as justifications to slash them, to completely nuke certain agencies. Let's take U.S. aid, for example. He made up complete lies about U.S. aid. He selectively released small numbers and then used that as a justification to shutter the agency entirely. And it's the same thing with Social Security. Before I play this clip of Joe Rogan, all that I ask is that you drop a like, subscribe, and let's lay the groundwork with this article that's titled, "Musk Misreads Social Security Data. Millions of dead people are not getting benefits, experts say." Now, he released this chart that shows apparently people who are 120 years old to 140 to 160 years old are getting millions of dollars in benefits. It's not true at all. President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, in their hunt for, quote, fraud, waste, and abuse in the federal government, are falsely implying millions of dead Americans are receiving Social Security benefits, experts told ABC News. And the most disappointing part of it all is that we literally have a QAnon administration. We have a QAnon president, and Elon Musk is in this deep, deep spiral where he's latching onto more and more conspiracy theories. And when these lies are coming from the top down, they are so hard to fight. I covered in another video the other day, this Trump supporter saying, it's coming from the president. How can he be lying? He has it on good authority that vaccines are doing this and that Bill Gates is doing that. It's like, dude, he's a QAnon conspiracy theorist in the Oval Office. So it started in the Oval Office last week when Musk, facing reporters for the first time since the Doge department began its aggressive overhaul of the federal government, said he found, quote, crazy things in the Social Security system, including, he said, people who are 150 years old. The billionaire has only built on that claim on social media, including screenshots of data he says shows millions of people marked as alive, and again, it is not true. And Elon Musk is continuing his barrage of disinformation on Twitter. You know, I've been pulling up Elon's Twitter just to show you guys. I just pulled it up right now. He tweeted out, I just want to show you. This is what we're fighting against. He tweeted out 4 minutes ago, Reuters full of lies. 13 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 13 minutes ago again, 15 minutes ago, 16, 19, 21, 22, 23. This dude tweets every minute. It's obsessive. It is an obsessive trait with him at this point, and this is what we are pushing back against. There was a specific tweet I was looking for, but now I can't find it. But it was basically just Trump saying that Elon Musk needs to be more aggressive, not less aggressive, which is a scary thought. Let's go back to this. On Tuesday, Trump repeated many of the same false numbers that Musk had put out. Quote, now the big thing is, how many of these people got paid? They're all asking, why are these old people getting paid? Now, according to agency statistics, of the 67 million people who receive Social Security benefits, only 0.1% are over the age of 100. Quote, so when they're throwing around numbers like tens of millions of dead people are getting Social Security, well, there's only 67 million total. What are they talking about? Half of the people are actually dead? The numbers are so ridiculous. It's not true. They are genuinely claiming that tens of millions of the 67 million people are dead. They could be using this as a pretext to nuke the agency entirely, as I was saying earlier. But let's get on to Joe Rogan debunking this, which, you know, he has a proclivity to latch on to conspiracy theories as well, but it's always nice to see him at least semi-grounded. And he explains how they could just be mistaking this for an old programming language. Take a listen.
Now they're talking about Social Security.
Yeah.
And that people are receiving Social Security that are 150 years old. But I don't think that is the reality as it's being explained by people who understand COBOL, the language, and this computer programming language that they use is ancient, right? Which is kind of crazy that they're still using that, right?
It's the government. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
So some guy who understands it was explaining that if certain factors aren't taken into consideration or certain things aren't entered in, like date of birth or when there's certain things, and
or date of death, or,
right? But it doesn't even necessarily mean that all these people are receiving checks.
Right. They're just listed on the files,
right?
And it doesn't mean money's going out to them, and so. Yeah, again, from a messaging perspective, does Elon need to screenshot that and then send it out as a tweet or whatever we call X nowadays, and then suddenly you've got a couple million people going, oh my God, we're paying dead people. Well,
right. That's the problem with.
I mean, that is a great point right there. It's insane to me how sometimes Joe Rogan decides to selectively be super rational. And I've seen this happen. Joe Rogan isn't some dumb ape who goes around trying to believe everything. There's times where Joe Rogan can be very rational and can actually fight on behalf of systemic racism or climate change. And the thing is, right there, they were selectively rational. Most of the conspiracy theories that these dudes latch onto have rational explanations. There are oftentimes more rational explanations, but it's a lot easier to blame some minority group or to blame immigrants or to blame Jewish people or whatever the hell. But going back to this story, Social Security does make improper payments. It happens, but they're not widespread. And most of the mistakes are overpayments to living beneficiaries. Now, the thing is, this is the exact same as coming up with conspiracy theories about election fraud and saying tens of millions of dead people voted in the election, or at least he said millions of dead voters voted. They did multiple audits in the state of Georgia, 3 dead people. 3 dead ballots were turned in, and one of them was someone who actually died while turning in the like sending it in the process of mailing the ballot in, and the other 2 are mistakes that were found. That's the system working as it's supposed to work. Another database, experts said, is called Nubident and contains the record of every person who has ever been assigned a Social Security number. There are people in the system, they said, who have died but don't have a date of death recorded because they lived long before electronic records were established. So there are many more rational explanations than we're paying tens of millions of dead people out of the 67 million recipients. The data set, experts said, has nothing to do with monthly payments, but appears to be very likely where Musk is getting information that there are millions of people aged 100 to 369 in the system. And Justin Wolfers, a professor of public policy, said it's, quote, transparently obvious that he's misinterpreting or misrepresenting the data, and that's all Elon Musk does. If you go to his Twitter, it's just him misrepresenting stuff over and over and over. Even the Reuters story ended up being completely false. Elon Musk tried to strip money away from Reuters because he thought it was a news organization, but it was actually a foundation with Reuters in the name. It was some dude named Justin Reuters. It was a completely separate foundation. It's just insane to me that this dude is going around on a ketamine-fueled binge and he has this much power. And when even Joe Rogan can see through it, you know you have a problem. So I'll leave it at that. All that I ask is that you drop a like, subscribe, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.